The 2024 presidential election is just around the corner. Are you prepared for the chaos that it may bring? Panic buying, large-scale political violence, blackout due to sabotage, cyber attacks on water treatment plants, highways being blocked by protesters. No matter what happens, being prepared will make a world of difference for you and your family. Welcome to the Chef Prepper channel. In this video, we're going to look at the top 12 prepping items or areas that you might want to check, update, or top off. And in the event that nothing really happens, you will have done yourself and your family a big service, and you'll be prepared for the next big event or the next big SHTF event, like the one that I'm going to discuss in this soon-to-be released video. Also, I have some really good and important information for you guys at the end of the video. Information that you're going to really like, you won't want to miss. So stick around to the end to get that information. I want to be clear. I'm not trying to convince you guys that I think that Civil War 2.0 is just around the corner. I don't think it is, but I do believe that we could be in for some chaotic times. Now, I'm also not saying that Civil War 2.0 isn't going to happen. I am saying I don't think we're at that stage in the game yet, or more properly, that stage in this winter of the current saculum that we're currently in. I'll explain that and why I believe what I'm saying in this video, which you see the thumbnail to. And if you're taking prepping seriously, you really need to watch that video. So be certain to subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit the notification bell. And just as a impromptu poll, do you guys think that we're headed for civil war? Cast your vote, so to speak, down in the comments. No matter how things turn out in regard to this election, one thing is certain: being prepared is always the wise thing to do. Those 12 prepping areas. Number one, make sure that you keep your car full of gas and be certain that you don't go home without a full tank of gas. Also in this area, you might want to consider getting a few extra gallons of gasoline just to keep on hand for emergencies. The second area to check on and update to make sure that you have your travel or your winter travel preps in place in your vehicle. You know, the stuff like food for a couple of days, water for a couple of days, and a way to stay warm in the event you're out in your vehicle and you can't get back home for one of those reasons that we already talked about. Also, make sure you got a way to communicate with your family and friends, and be certain that you got whatever you think is necessary for your and your family's protection should you get stranded somewhere. Number three is to make certain that your get-home bag is up to date, has fresh materials like food and water in it. Now, I won't go into the details of what I think you should or shouldn't have in your get-home bag, nor will I go over the details of what's in my personal get-home bag. But if enough of you have an interest in that, let me know down in the comments, and I'll make a video about my get-home bag. I do focus much more so on the get-home aspect than I do the bug-out aspect. So since we're not going to talk about the details of a get-home bag, do you guys have a particular item that you think should be in everyone's get-home bag? If you do, share that with us down in the comments. Number four, make sure, if you possibly can, that you have at least a minimum of a 2-week supply of food in your prepper pantry. Even better security or safety, try to make that a 30-day supply or more, preferably foods that don't require any refrigeration or even any cooking or heating. If you want some ideas on foods like that require no cooking or heating, we do have these videos. You can check those out. And if those types of foods are not your cup of tea, then try to focus on foods that require a minimal amount of cooking, preferably just heating, like those you can see in these videos. Item number 5, since we're talking about food, is to have a primary grid-down type of stove and fuel on hand that can be safely used indoors. I want to emphasize safely indoors. And for examples of such stoves, if you don't have one, and how to use them safely, we do have these videos that you can check out. Prepping area number 6 that you might want to check out, make sure you have, is an alternative source of heat and other items to help you and your family stay warm inside your home in the event that the grid goes down, especially if you depend upon the grid to heat your home. I'm sure everybody watching this video who's in need of an alternative heating source will greatly appreciate any ideas that any of you guys might have. Area number 7 to check out is home security or defense. Make sure that your home security and defense plan is up to date and all the tools that you're going to need for such are in good working order, ready to go, and you have the ability to use them properly. Area number 8, just like you need to have a minimum of a 2-week supply of food, you need to have a minimum of a 2-week supply of drinking water, in my opinion. More than 2 weeks if possible. Also have on hand the means to make more water safe to drink in the event that you have to. And if you're looking for ways or want ways to treat or purify water, we do have these videos that you can check out where we go into a lot of details about that. Area number 9 is prescription medications. If anyone in your household or whoever you're prepping for needs or uses prescription medications, try to keep at least an extra 30-day supply on hand in addition to what you currently have. I personally have to take one medication now, and I was able to get my doctor to give me a 3-month supply. So I know it can be done. Perhaps not every doctor will do it, but mine did. All you can do is ask. All they can do is say no. Also, in the same prepping area is your over-the-counter meds. Chaos erupts after or during or before the election. Might be good to have some headache meds on hand. Also, in the event that supply chain gets interrupted, it would be good to have a little bit of cold and flu medicines on hand. We are getting into that season. Area number 10, kind of along the lines of medications, is first aid. Check, make sure your first aid kit is full, up to date, and it's equal to your abilities to use whatever you have in the kit. Because if things go haywire, you may have to self-treat at home any or all things other than really drastic situations. Area number 11, to make sure you got up to date, emergency communications. Make sure you got a radio that will receive so that you can keep up to date with any local news or anything that might be going on and know where to tune in that radio to receive that information. Be sure you got two-way communication so that you can communicate with other members of the family, especially ones who might be traveling and having some issues. Make sure your emergency communication plans are all up to date. You got them, everyone included. Make sure that your emergency rescue plans or meetup areas are all in order and everybody knows who's to be where and who's to be there when and so forth. Emergency communication, very important thing not to overlook. And the last but not the least of our 12 primary areas, pet food. We don't want our pets to go hungry if there should be some kind of chaos or disruptions going on. Some of us have pets as part of our home security system. They make great alarms. So we don't want our pets to go hungry while we're eating, nor do we want our home security systems to decline due to a lack of food. Before we wrap things up, there are 3 more areas that you might want to consider that might be more important to you, depending upon your particular circumstances, than those first 12 were. The honorable mentions. So the honorable mention areas to consider as you are updating and topping off some of those areas. Number 1 will be lighting. If the power goes out for whatever reason, you're not going to want to sit around in the dark. So consider, if you don't have them already, a few candles, perhaps a couple of LED lanterns, maybe some oil lamps. And anything that requires batteries, make sure you got a couple, 3 extra batteries. The second area of the honorable mentions would be any type of special need prep. For instance, things like baby food and diapers, if you have babies or toddlers. If you have people who need special diets, like a diet for celiac disease or alpha-gal disorder, like I have, or if someone has diabetes, any of those might have special dietary requirements. So make sure you got those if you have somebody who needs them. The elderly, if you are prepping for elderly people, or you have neighbors who are elderly who may not be preppers, it might be good to have just a few things on hand that they particularly need. Don't forget medical devices or any items that you have to have that need grid power. If the grid goes down, what are you going to do? We do have several videos which I've reviewed power stations and solar generators. You can see those here. I've done multiple videos on power stations and solar generators because I know how critical power can be when the grid goes down. That's why I'm excited and happy to tell you guys that I've made the arrangements to have 2 upcoming solar generator or power station giveaways for you guys who watch our videos. It will be a chance that you can ensure that you're not left in the dark and you have a source of power for your family during those potential coming grid down times. We have this one coming from OPS, and we have this one coming from AFRI. A big thank you to OPS and AFRI for working with our channel to make these giveaways possible for you guys. Thank you very much. I will be doing a review video for an OPS solar generator, and I'll be doing a review video for an AFRI solar generator. So to ensure that you guys can register for those giveaways, here's a plug for our channel. Subscribe to our channel, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on those videos and your chance at winning one of the power stations. And item number 3, the last on our honorable mention list for your pre-election preparedness, is to have a few dollars of cash on hand. Hopefully $200 or $300, or as much as you feel is necessary given your particular circumstances. Try to have this on hand because there could be emergencies. There's a possibility that credit cards and the like may not work for a period of time, and or you might not be able to get your money out of the bank in the event that you have to have some for a period of time. Do you guys have any pre-election preparedness tips? If you do, please share them with us down in the comments below, and let's all help each other to get prepared for the potential chaos that the elections may bring. We do have a new Instagram account. I would like to ask those of you who are regular viewers of the channel to go check our Instagram page out. I haven't posted anything yet. I've just got it established, but I'd like to ask you to go check it out. Follow us if you can, and I will be posting stuff there on a regular basis, some of which won't be here on our YouTube channel. So if you like our channel, and I hope you do, then please go to our Instagram account, follow us, and stay tuned for what we have coming up there.